Welcome in, everyone. I am so incredibly thrilled to be guiding you through this explainer today. As a representative of Pratimoksha, which, if you don't know, is Dubai's premier yoga studio, we're going to be taking a really fascinating journey inward today. You know, we so often think of wellness just in terms of what we can physically see in the mirror. But at Pratimoksha, our entire philosophy is rooted in deep internal organ care. Today, we're exploring how we can profoundly support one of the most vital, yet completely overlooked systems in our body. So let's dive right into this.
I want you to just take a quick second and ask yourself, when was the last time you actually thought about your kidneys? Probably not recently, right? I mean, unlike a sore lower back that literally makes it hard to get out of bed, or a pounding heart after a long run, your kidneys just don't complain. They are incredibly stoic. They work totally in the background, and they actually don't send out distress signals until the damage is already quite severe.
And honestly, this is exactly why we focus so heavily on proactive care over at our Outmetha studio. Welcome to Pratimoksha. As our founder, Lalitha Viswanath, envisioned it, our entire approach is about cultivating quiet, internal wellness, right here in the bustling, fast-paced heart of Dubai. We really want to help you shift your perspective. We're moving away from viewing fitness purely as this aesthetic pursuit, and instead, we want to help you understand true wellness as deep, intentional, internal care.
Okay, Section 1. The silent organ. The scary truth is, kidneys decline quietly. They accumulate strain over years and years without producing any obvious symptoms. Why is that? Well, because your kidneys actually have this massive reserve capacity. They are literally over-engineered for the job. But because of that, they can slowly lose their filtering efficiency and they can struggle with fluid balance long before you ever feel a single symptom. So by the time you actually notice an issue, a really significant amount of function might already be gone.
Moving on to Section 2, managing your internal environment.
200. Now, that's not just a random number. That is the staggering number of liters of blood your kidneys filter every single day. Think about that for a second. That's like filtering an entire large bathtub full of liquid, continuously, 24/7. It is a massive, incredible undertaking. And while they're busy filtering those 200 liters, consider all the meticulous daily tasks they're pulling off. They're removing waste products, they're regulating your precise fluid and electrolyte balance, they're controlling your blood pressure through these really complex hormonal signals, and they're even supporting red blood cell production. They are, quite literally, your body's internal environment managers. When you really acknowledge everything they do, it becomes so clear why proactive support is absolutely crucial, well before they start losing that incredible efficiency.
Section 3. The Dubai Lifestyle Factor.
Now, we all know the daily reality of living here in Dubai. The combination of 40-degree heat outside, heavy indoor air conditioning inside, and the relentless professional pressure so many of us face, it creates a perfect storm for silent strain. These factors don't just, tire you out, they consistently work together to heavily tax your internal systems, particularly your hydration levels and your body's stress response.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we see in our practice every day. As Lalitha Viswanath frequently emphasizes to our students, clinical research highlights that chronic low-grade dehydration, which is just incredibly common here, is a massive risk factor. On top of that, studies show that chronic psychological stress elevates cortisol, which directly impacts your blood pressure and your renal filtration. So the big takeaway here is that stress and dehydration are independent, really powerful contributors to kidney decline, and man, both of them are highly prevalent in our Dubai lifestyle.
Let's look at Section 4. Beyond the gym routine.
Look, we absolutely love to see people moving. Gym training offers genuine, undeniable cardiovascular benefits, and it obviously helps with weight control, which does indirectly support the kidneys by reducing your overall bodily load. But we need to pivot here for a second. Therapeutic yoga, exactly like we practice at Pratimoksha, uniquely targets the nervous system. It provides direct, mechanical organ support in a way that your standard fitness routine simply wasn't designed to do.
Because here's the thing, conventional exercise does not regulate your stress response, and it doesn't directly stimulate abdominal circulation. High-intensity workouts are fantastic for performance, they're great for muscle building, but they completely lack the really fine breath regulation needed to intimately control your blood pressure. Plus, they just don't utilize the specific compressive movements needed to physically massage and stimulate blood flow directly into the kidneys.
So, Section 5. The Pratimoksha Yoga Approach.
The crucial point we're making is captured so beautifully in this insight from our founder, Lalitha Viswanath.
She always notes, the body's organ systems cannot be understood in isolation from the nervous system that governs them. You simply cannot separate your kidney health from the chronic stress responses you experience every single day. If your nervous system is agitated, your organs are under strain. It is just that deeply connected.
So to address this, we start with foundational yogic concepts. Take the concept of Saucha. Traditionally, this is the yogic discipline of internal cleanliness. At Pratimoksha, we integrate this ancient concept directly into our routines to combat Dubai's specific dehydration risks. We teach conscious hydration. It completely transforms drinking water from this mundane, easily forgotten chore into a deliberate, mindful awareness practice, ensuring your kidneys always have the fluid they need to function at their best.
And then we build upon that foundation with highly specific mechanics. Lalitha Viswanath has structured our yoga therapy to make it incredibly tangible for our clients. In the studio, we use twisting asanas, we use supported forward folds, precise pranayama, which is breathing sequences, and deep awareness practices. So how exactly do these movements build a therapeutic effect? Well, think about seated twists and backbends. They create this alternating compression and release that physically wrings out and stimulates renal blood flow. Supported forward folds actually trigger your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest mode. And pranayama regulates your entire autonomic nervous system, actively pulling down your cortisol levels and your blood pressure. Linear cardio on a treadmill simply cannot replicate this kind of targeted, internal mechanical massage and nervous system regulation. And I can't stress this enough, that nervous system regulation is paramount. Why? Because chronic stress activates a hormonal pathway called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. I know, it's a mouthful, but basically, when you are stressed out, this system places your kidneys under a persistent, elevated load, causing fluid retention and high blood pressure. So our focus on breath and the nervous system isn't just about, relaxing. It's a literal physiological intervention to actively shut off the hormonal pathways that are quietly damaging your organs.
Bringing us to our final section, Section 6, Your Practice for Life.
If you take away only one thing from our time together today, let it be this core tenet that Lalitha Viswanath instills in all of us: consistency over intensity. A tailored, individual program at Pratimoksha, maintained moderately over a period of months, produces far more profound organ health benefits than an aggressive, short-lived gym routine. Your internal regulatory systems really don't want to be shocked. They want quiet, sustained, consistent support so they can just do their jobs effectively.
Your kidneys work so quietly and so tirelessly for you every single day of your life. Isn't it about time you offered them some quiet, intentional support in return? We would absolutely love to welcome you to our studio to begin that journey of deep, internal care. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. We truly hope to see you on the mat very soon.